Hello, bruvs. We're back with more books. Lots of books, bruvs, but half of them are down here in a box. They're all Laurel K. Hamilton books. 5 from the Anita Blake series and 4 from the Mary Gentry series. Eventually, I'm going to collect them all. Why not? And then sell them. They have a good value when you sell huge lots of them. You get about $7 or $8 a piece, and since I can get these for 50 cents a piece, it's a great trade-off. But yeah, that's the start of this collection. So what's that? 4, 5, 9 books. So $4.50 each, or $4.50 for all of them. You probably get $7 a piece. Once, even if I just listed these, I could probably get $50-$60 for them. So yeah, that's a great trade-off. A Christmas Carol and the Chimes by Charles Dickens. A Harper perennial classic. And what's this? Little Ballerina, isn't that Degas? Degas, well, there it goes. It has been said that Dickens did as much for Christmas as Christmas did for Dickens. Certainly the meeting of the two was a fortunate one for both, and even more so for us. Few subjects so delighted Dickens, and with A Christmas Carol in particular, he seems to have enjoyed the writing almost as much as readers have enjoyed the reading of it. He tells us that he wept and laughed and wept again as he worked on it. And Christmas after Christmas, his laughter and tears have mingled with those of millions of readers. Personally, I've never read any Dickens, but I have quite a few of his books. Marley was dead to begin with. There's no doubt whatever about that. The register of his burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker, and the chief mourner. Scrooge signed it, and Scrooge's name was good upon change for anything he chose to put his hand to. Old Marley was as dead as a door now. 1843. This is probably the 60s. 1965. Harper and Row. Probably wouldn't have got it if it didn't have such a nice dust jacket, but that's because I just bent the shit out of that corner of it. But yeah, this is a nice copy. Harper and Row, 65. What's that? Almost 60 years old. Yeah, it's a great shape. I don't know how the hell it stayed this clean. Probably because it was never read. And as I'm bending it again, I tell you. Well, I guess there is some Garflingus on the cover. What we got here? We got a little bit of a sticker problem, bruv. Get that off. We can get it off, bruv. Little bit of goo gone. It'll be as good as gone, bruv. They're gone now. This book, The Lost Prophecies of the Qumran, 2025, and the Final Age of Man by Josh Peck. I will be selling. I could have got quite a bit since this book regularly sells for $20 to $50, but then I came across this. Some derelict underlined it and marginality it, so I'll probably get. I figure I'll list it for $12, $12.34 just to make it a prophecy number of some sort. Yeah, you can see frequent underlining. Not good, bruv, but you can save $8 and have a book that has writing in it. Why not buy it? Either way, if I end up with about $8 after $5 shipping and whatever, $7-8, that pays for all of these. Do you understand me? It's an investment like Wall Street. Almost an investment like Wall Street. Blitzcat, Robert Westfall. You got the Blitzcat. Lord Gort. England's Last Stand. The Blitz. The firebombing of Coventry, England. Bloody England. Lord Goat doesn't understand war. She's just a lost cat trying to find her way home. Her trip will take her into the heart of the war, into the hearts of the people she meets, and perhaps break her own heart. A black cat, a nation in danger, a world at war. An incredible story. Fucking bosh, I say, but whatever. I like how the cat is the outline. Look at that. You get a fucking shadow. Wow. And How. An authorized autobiography by Gordie and Colleen Howell. How, with Tom DeLisle, both deceased now. And when you find this book, you generally find it signed by both writers. And sometimes you find other, whoever Gordie was at a signing with. Sometimes I think I found, what's his name? Gatsby. Not the Great Gatsby, but Bill Gatsby. I think I have one signed by Gatsby. A couple others. This book regularly goes for $20, so gotten it for 50 cents. And I've got at least 2 or 3 of these laying around. Obviously, Gordie Howe, if you know anything about hockey, is considered Mr. Hockey par excellence, above even Wayne Gretzky. So yeah, this book, since I have at least 3 copies, will be sold, and I will, like I said, on top of these, I will pay for all these books with Chew Books, and then everything else is just collectors from the collection. I invented the modern age. The rise of Henry Ford. I wasn't going to get this, but because it was $2, and $2 is usually twice as much as what I'll pay for a book, just because, listen, I don't need any books, as these walls in my basement, which are my secondary source books, will attest to. So yeah, I don't need any more books. So usually $1 is my extent, but since I have quite a large collection of Michigan books, and specifically Henry Ford, since Dearborn is about 5 miles to the east of me, I will sometimes pay $2 for a book, which for you Barnes & Noble readers is basically the tax on your so-called book hauls, which aren't book hauls at all. They're just Bic book pickups. Thing is, when I go to the thrift store and I dig through these troughs and look at multiple shelves, I don't know what I'm going to find, but I always find something good. I've even started to collect novels, obviously, as you've seen with these books. Collected poems of Wendell Berry. Today at the Step thrift store in Dearborn, the half-off color was white. So I got this for 50 cents, which is what the great majority of their books used to be, and I blame myself for buying so many of their books in the past year that they've jacked up the prices to that Henry Ford level of $2, which to me is prohibitive, but I still do it on occasion when it's a good book. There was another true crime book about the Jazz Age, 1920s, where a mother killed her children. But me mother took it, so there we go. I will have that for light to review. Wendell Berry, I believe, started a press in Detroit. Could be wrong. I believe maybe that was Dudley Randall, and Wendell Berry was one of his bros. But I do think Wendell Berry has something to do with the Detroit scene. I could be wrong, though. Maybe not. Anyway, I got him to go in my poetry collection. Does not have an ISBN. We'll put him up here with the others. Maybe I already got some Wendell Berry. Hey, there's William Blake. Frank Biddett. Ted Barrigan. Hey, Willis Barnstone. Elliot. Alright, I'm just putting Wendell fucking Berry down there. I probably do have him down there because I don't consider him a major minor poet. Jim Morrison, The American Night. Anyway. This book, From Zero to Infinity, I only got because it has a publish or a bookseller's label on it. If it would frickin' focus. Come on, focus, buddy. What's that say? Bertrand Smith's Acres of Books, Cincinnati, Ohio, which dates to about 1955 or so. Don't really care about the book. I'm slowly processing my Ex Libris book plates and my bookseller trade stamps. Slowly processing them so I can do something with them. I don't know what. The River of Doubt, Theodore Roosevelt's Darkest Journey. National bestseller by Candice Millard. Best-selling author of Destiny of the Republic, another book, which I have. I had to scan this one in to see if I had it on Libib, and I did not. So, there you go. Prefer to have these in hardcover, but there you go. Never going to read them anyways. A Child's Book of True Crime, a novel. Oh, it's a fucking novel, you motherfucker. You piece of shit. Did not see that novel, Bert. You fucking grifter. You piece of garbage. Kate Byrne is having an affair with the father of her most gifted fourth grader, Lucien. Her lover's wife has just published Murder at Black Swan Point, a true crime story about the brutal slaying of a young adulteress. Well, this one will be going up along with another novel that I have. Probably be funny if this was worth some money. I bought it because I was like, what kind of fucking piece of shit writes true crime book for kids? But yeah, Chloe Hooper. This is a novel. Oh shit! But that's such as it is. Sylvia Brown, Contacting Your Spirit Guide. Now, this lady was one of the greatest shysters of all time, but I still collect her books just because they're everywhere and usually cheap. Eventually, I'll have a complete set of her 50 or 60 books that she had in publications. Yeah, it's fucking ludicrous, but there you go. The History of Underclothes. C. Willett and Phyllis Cunnington. This is obviously one of those Dover books. You can just tell by the cover. Dover Thrift Editions. This one's actually worth some money. Not like a lot, but $10, but it's in great condition, so why would I ever get rid of it? The History of Underclothes is quite interesting, obviously. Just because most people don't have the luxury of refined underwear like we do. Plus, they wore cumbersome outfits and suffered something like we don't know. Which is funny, too, because when I... did I get this book at that? Yeah, I did. I got it at that place. And the Salvation Army, and on the door when coming in, it says, must wear proper attire. Actually, it was at the front counter, and I'm just like, listen, there's women that were literally wearing fucking sports bras. Which is, the curious part is that, which I don't really care. But if you saw some dude coming in a Speedo and a tank top, people would be probably calling the police, as they probably should, because Who wants to see some 60-year-old fat dude in a Speedo? Let alone a 20-year-old dude in a Speedo, but probably most women would. And I just thought it was curious because at several thrift stores where I was at, there was girls with, these spaghetti tank tops where they were holding their arms over their boobs because they didn't want, I don't know, I guess as I was walking past, it's not like I was staring. I come around the corner and the girl like covers up her. I'm just like, why are you wearing that? And then covering it up. And I guess they only want certain people to see it. It's not like I was looking. Not that I wouldn't look, but I wasn't. But the girl acted like I'd bursted into the changing room. The quartet orchestrating the Second American Revolution, 1783 to 1789, by Joseph J. Ellis, Founding Brothers, author of the Founding Brothers. This book's not worth much, but it's about the American Revolution, which I've come to believe is probably not even real. Probably always lived under the tyranny of this, and they just gave us belief that we had some kind of freedom. I mean, the Whiskey Rebellion basically ended American freedom. The crushing of the Whiskey Rebellion. But yeah, another hardcover history book. This book was an afterthought. I had another book in my hand. I can't remember what it is now. What was it? Oh yeah, it was a biography on Freud, which was an ex-library copy. And I don't really care about Freud, but I was trying to do my 15-book rule, which equals $7.95. And when they say round up, I say sure, like I'm a great person, which obviously is not true. And I give them 5 cents for the rehabilitation, bro. And they're always like, oh, thank you. Like I'm doing them a favor when secretly I have a fucking calculator in my head figuring it out. Give them 5 cents. I buy the extra book every time. Now, if I would have did 16 books, it would have came out to what? $49 plus $7.95. $8.44 plus 3 cents for half of 6% sales tax. So I would have had to give 53 cents. Yeah, maybe 17 books is the exact cost, because that would be $9 exactly. Wait, 9 times 6 is 54, right? I think I'm wrong. Anyway, if I go over 15 books, I have to give a bigger donation. So this way I only have to give 5 cents. So I was holding the Freud book, looking at it to see if it was meeting my expectations. It wasn't, and then I happened to look over and I saw Zecharia Sitchin's "There Were Giants Upon the Earth, Gods, Demigods, and Human Ancestry, the Evidence of Alien DNA." All bullshit, but so I do believe we are the sons of a motherfucking alien race. I believe this book's probably all bullshit. The aliens dropped us off here. There's no fucking record of it. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth. Shut up. Yeah, history literally is like science based upon total whim. I mean, the fucking concept that nothing existed for trillions and billions of years, and then suddenly this motherfucker exploded and is ever expanding to this day is just an absurdity that you can't recover from. So science at its core is basically delusional conspiracy theory folklore. Don't believe in it. And I kind of believe in Jeffers' theory that the earth has been around and will always be around. That makes more sense than nothing existed for trillions of millennium, and then it all blew up into fucking great matter that's ever expanding. That makes zero sense. Zero frickin' sense. So thus, as Jeffers also said, not that Jeffers is some great philosophy, but I happen to read him, that science parallels reality, but if it ever intersected reality, it would cause such a spark that the human mind could not conceive of. That's all. All right, bruv. I'm done.